As an older gamer, it is exciting to see beloved franchises grow and evolve. This can range from massive shifts, such as The Legend of Zelda going 3D, to further refining the concept to perfection like Elden Ring. One of the most interesting is the Atelier series. The original game centered around things like time management. Anyone looking to experience everything it had to offer needed to be cognizant of time investments and other commitments. In recent years, this concept has moved to the wayside, pushing a faster pace and more dynamic experience. With the latest title, Atelier Yumia, The Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned Land, pushing things further in that direction. Given the recent success of the Rise of trilogy, is Yumia another win, or does it push things too far in the wrong direction? Atelier Yumia starts at a climactic showdown in the future. It is an intriguing introduction that gives players a lot to look forward to. These include potential allies, a powerful villain, and new mechanics to uncover before ending with a cliffhanger.
それは私たちが見つけたものよ。返して。
やめとけ。はいそうですかと返してくれる玉じゃねえ。ユミヤ！くそ、どうなってんだ。
こうなったら。
変われ。
あいつ。かな。
錬金術師。
Despite the strong opening, Atelier Yumia doesn't do much with the momentum. The adventure starts with Yumia arriving in town and being introduced to various things. Some examples include her initial two companions, the idea that alchemy is condemned due to the sins of the past, plus her goal to find out what happened in her family's past.
団長、彼女が例の。
ああ、アラディスの調査を進めるため、俺が招いた錬金術師だ。先に伝えた通り、今後お前たちは監視役として彼女と共に動いてもらう。
ええ。団長がそういうのなら。錬金術師、ユミア・リースフェルトだな。僕はユーステラ騎士団所属、ビクトル・フォン・デューラーだ。エアハルト団長より聞いているとは思うが、錬金術師である君の監視を担当する。立場をよくわきまえた上で与えられた任務を遂行するように。もちろん僕らも協力はする
が。よろしくお願いします。
分かっていると思うが、錬金術は禁忌の術だ。あくまでも君は調査のために特例で術の使用を認められているということを重々理解してくれ。
ちょっとお兄ちゃん、初めましての子に硬すぎじゃない？そんなんじゃ仲良くなれるものもなれないってば。気楽に行こう、気楽に。同じく騎士団所属、アイラ・フォン・デューラ。お兄ちゃんともども志願して調査団に参加したの。よろしく、ユミヤ。年近そうだし、敬語はなしでお願いね。
よろしくお願い。
It has a solid foundation, one that often capitalizes on the magical and wondrous nature of alchemy.
やってのけたな、ユミヤ。
It's just very slow. The first couple of hours are filled with characters explaining rudimentary concepts or simply reacting to what Alchemy can do. It's a good way to build the world out. At least I enjoyed it more than detours involving car races. But it often left me wanting more. Who is the hooded gentleman? Why does Ware Garurumon want to stop Yumiya? What are they working towards? Were these characters evolved in the past incident? When did recipe become an obscure word that needed an in-game definition? I just feel like there's a better balance, especially since there are a lot of casual interactions that disrupt normal gameplay flow. Speaking of, Atelier Yumia embraces its open world nature. Players are given a diverse world to explore filled with countless goodies to collect. It can honestly be somewhat overwhelming as I wanted to collect everything, even if that was a massive time sink, and honestly pointless. While traversing across the various locations, there are a plethora of optional tasks to complete. Some require alchemy, such as fixing a lever to open a door, whereas other places relied on the tried and true puzzles, like moving a box to a specific location. It was surprisingly easy to get caught up exploring a given location. First there would be a chest, then a mysterious icon on the map, followed by a generator that you need to activate by finding the source, and then along the way you notice a treasure belt, and you get the idea. Fans of base building will also be happy to know there are several locations that can be customized. Options range from a sad handful of workstations to designing an entire building dedicated to the pursuit of alchemy.
置けそうな数は快適な感じにしたいな。
On a basic level, I enjoy Atelier Yumia's approach to combat. It isn't quite turn-based, but it also isn't what I'd call an action game either. Fights take place in an area that Yumiya, or one of her companions, can freely circle around. This allows players to avoid certain attacks, with the option to dodge or block everything else. Every attack has a number of uses that slowly recharge over time. Players are given an additional charge if they successfully hit a preemptive attack as well. Beyond basic attacks are a second set that can be accessed by moving to the outer ring, along with crafted items. That said, combat suffers from a couple fairly annoying issues. Right off the bat, it really sucks to play an early game. Without the full range of attacks, or multiple attack items, it's fairly common to have everything come to a screeching halt. At this point, it's basically trading blows until someone dies. In addition to that, enemies sometimes attack in varying groups. When this occurs, groups are divided to deal with various threats. Sometimes focus will shift to another group, like to tell you an enemy's defenses are broken, only to see the enemy I'm fighting is going to attack and being unprepared to block. And contrary to what you might think, it's pretty easy to win the overwhelming majority of fights. Like, yeah, taking unexpected damage is annoying, but outside of that, it's pretty easy to avoid most damage. And even if things go somewhat poorly, healing items are also easily crafted from anywhere from plentiful resources. One divisive element is going to be the alchemy system itself. As previously mentioned, commonly used items can be crafted at any time through the simple synthesis system. Just open the menu, select an item, and it will craft in exchange for the resources and energy. More complicated synthesis is similar to previous games. Here, various ingredients can be used to craft weapons, or complicated ingredients like an ingot. Once something is selected, there is a fairly straightforward process to create the item. Essentially, certain key items are required, with the option to add supplemental items to further enhance the overall quality. In theory, it allows for insightful combinations that push your current limits to the extreme. However, in practice, it's a little more than selecting the best items for your intended goal. Those uninterested in this side of things can simply select Auto Add. At first, there are 3 basic options, which can be further refined via a curated custom option. It's nice to have, though it takes away from some of the franchise's charm. It also doesn't help that the surplus of ingredients turns materials into something of a commodity. Perhaps my favorite aspect in Atelier Yumia is the overall design. Not only do the graphics look great for the franchise, a lot of thought and care went into the overall experience. It really embraces the anime side of things, giving it a more dynamic feel. Even basic things like opening the menu has the team come together, several options have a distinct animation, to just giving characters a lot of personality. Small choices like this help the experience stand out beyond having crafting as a central mechanic. At the end of the day, Atelier Yumia, the Alchemist of Memories and the Envisioned land is in a weird spot. It checks enough boxes for me to say it is a good experience, or at least one I enjoyed playing, but I don't think it's a good Atelier game. Crafting is far too simple, not to mention drown out if I manually do it, along with the overall cost feeling like an afterthought. This direction isn't too surprising given the success of recent titles like Ryza, but it is something I can see turn off a lot of long-standing fans. So, if you want an anime-style RPG with crafting elements, you'll probably be happy. However, if you're hoping for a classic Atelier experience with some anime flavor, you'll almost certainly be disappointed. Hey, thanks for watching. If you found the video helpful, please consider liking, and for more content, please subscribe.